Hi everyone, my name is Dee James Kong. I just finished my first semester of grad school at Teachers College, Columbia University. I'm pursuing a Master of Arts in Social Organizational Psychology. Here are three things that I've learned at the end of my first semester. The first lesson that I've learned is the importance of building your community. Externally, for me, that's been friends, family members, as well as my colleagues. So for me, throughout my program, I'm working full-time while attending school part-time because the SOP program at TC is a scientist practitioner model, so that's what makes the most sense. Anything that I'm learning in class is directly applicable to the job that I'm currently doing, so it's been nice to have the support of my colleagues because I do need some flexibility. I leave work a little bit, or this past semester I left work a little bit early and then I had classes from 5 to 9 o'clock. So it's a long day to get at the office at 7:15 and then classes from 5 to 9, but hey, I signed up for this in terms of giving me words of encouragement and support. So anytime I had an exam or different class assignments, they were always asking what's going on, wishing me the best, and giving me that extra pep talk that I needed here and there. Now when it comes to my family and friends, they've also been a huge support as well. And this has been so great because, at least for me in my experience, I never had to, or at least not so far, I haven't had to ask them for any words of encouragement or anything like that. They've given that so willingly. So I feel extremely supported on that front, but it also helps that some of my friends already have master's degrees or they're in the process of applying for grad school. So it's nice that we're all on this journey together, and yeah, I feel so supported and loved by my people. So that's been an anchor for sure. Luckily, my program, me and my classmates, we get along so well. Everyone's so supportive. I have great professors. So there's lots of different resources that TC offers. I mean, just like graduate student life, just different things to help support students. So one resource that I definitely want to use in future semesters is we have our writing center. So and this was feedback my TA gave me. But yeah, making sure that you're utilizing the writing center so that whatever prompt that your essays have is, whatever it is your essays are asking you to address, that you're addressing them and it's in proper APA format. I just can't believe that I'm at this point in my academic journey and I'm still crashing out over APA citations.
What?
Anyways, so making sure that you're developing relationships with your professors. So for me, I have the same professor for both classes this past semester, and this professor is also a program director. So she's the person that I went to for my first advising session. So it's nice to have everything in-house. And again, I just was really overwhelmed by the start of the semester. So now that we're at the end of it, I went ahead and mapped out what the rest of or just like a rough estimate as to what the rest of the program is going to look like. So that's been great too. And then my cohort, we started with 8 of us, and a lot of us are working full-time as well. So it's nice to have people that are in a similar boat as me because, we're all in this together. We are all in this together, so that's been great. So just doing different things to immerse yourself in the community. So I mean, for me, this is definitely an aspect that I want to grow in because for what they charge in tuition at Columbia, look, I'm leaving here with something. Look, let me show you guys something. TC has a ceramic studio in the basement, so sometimes the students leave out their creations for people to take. So listen. For what they're charging, I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
I actually had 3 pieces, but I was rearranging furniture and one broke. But this is one thing that I got, so I just put these dead flowers in here. There's some writing at the bottom. Okay. So we got that, and then the other thing that I have is just this little dish. Cause why not? Why not? Yeah, nothing at the bottom. Yeah, going outside of your way to spend time on campus. Because for me, I don't live anywhere close to campus. So taking that extra mile. So one example of that too is one of my classmates around exam time, she would book a room at the library. So even something like that, attending these in-person sessions, it's helping facilitate relationships with your peers, but also it's helping you absorb the material better. But I think it's really important, or part of the reason why I applied to grad school is because even though a lot of my classmates are pursuing careers within higher education, I think these are, at the end of the day, these are my scholars, these are my peers within my field. So, this is the start of lifelong relationships and people that are going to go off and do amazing work. The second lesson that I've learned is that complete is better than perfect. My professor literally said that when we first started. If I'm not mistaken, it's in her syllabus. And for me, I came into this program thinking, okay, yeah, I'm gonna graduate at the end of this program with a 4.0 and blah 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 blah. But then quickly had to shut that down. And the reason why I had to shut that down is, for me, look, academic validation is great. Okay, I can't lie that that's a motivating factor, but I just had to ask myself, okay, what's the reason? I just had to be real with myself. Yes, I can get that 4.0, but what, at what cost?
What the hell? Oh my God, no.
And the reason why I say that is because I think doing school, to any extent, it's going to be difficult regardless, but doing school, graduate school, on top of my full-time job and all the other things that I need to balance, and the assignments are pretty high stakes. It's like 5-page papers, exams, all the assignments are worth at least 200 points. Like, it's a lot of work, and the material, those lectures, guys, oh my god, the material, we go through it so fast, so it's a lot of information to...
Who's driving this bus?
It's a lot of information to absorb, and it's like you just keep constantly going and going and going. Now, one thing that my professor did offer is what's called a flex pass, meaning that, for the bigger assignments, if you need additional time to complete that work, you can use the flex pass, and that delays the due date by a week. But I never used it just because the way that I saw it is like, okay,
I have this paper due this week and a group project due the following. I use the flex pass for this paper. That just pushes things back. So now I have the paper and the group assignment due at the same time.
And that's just, look, it's yeah, so it's like when the ball is constantly rolling like that. I know for me personally, I like to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, but it's not that it's not possible, right? But again, at what cost? I would be sacrificing my sleep, I would completely be throwing out my social life, and I don't think that's conducive to my overall health and well-being. So it's just being cognizant of, what I'm willing to give, what I'm willing to sacrifice, because guys, bees, they get degrees, okay? Hello. And even then, right? Teachers College is the top graduate school of education in the United States. So even then, like, let's say that I do finish this program with a 4.0 GPA. Well, I mean, it's too late. It's too late. Let's say that I did, right? Let's say that I was really vying for that. Again, what's the incentive to be the top of the top of the top of the top? You know what I mean? It just comes to a point, where things just have to... It just gets to a point, like, done is good, and that's fine, okay? Because in a capitalistic
hustle culture society that teaches us that we need to go above and beyond in every single aspect that we need. Don't even get me started. Please do not get me started.
Because again, I have a really strong work ethic, so it's like I do pride myself in my work and like to work hard. But I guess this is the first time in my adult life where I'm teaching myself to like reel back a little bit. But let me say this again, I do take my education very seriously, so don't get me wrong, I was definitely on Quizlet in the back of the Uber on the way to a party, and guess what? I got an A on that exam. Okay? Yeah. 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 Without the extra credit, mind you. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's been super helpful not crashing out over the minute details. And again, it's just reminding yourself that, hey, this is grad school, not undergrad, because at least the way that I was with undergrad, once I reached my upperclassmen classes, again, I really was a perfectionist in that sense because I had the time to be. Okay, like when I was in school, I substitute taught part-time, so whenever I was at schools, I could just do my homework while I was working. So that would free up a lot of my time on the evenings and weekends, so it's like I had a lot more balance and like the opportunity to go through my work more in depth. But again, time is just going and going and going, working, so again, as long as I got it done, I'm satisfied with that. The third lesson that I've learned is to celebrate yourself, okay? Now, this has to be one of the biggest differences between undergrad and grad school that I've been doing, because for undergrad, I was just so locked in. So okay, I need to get through this, I need to finish this degree. I started something, it was really hard, it was so hard, but I think because I was so focused on the end goal, I had a really hard time living in the moment. So I can't really name a lot of different things where I celebrated wins here and there or celebrated different milestones. So whether that's the completion, besides partying, I mean, look, I went to a state school in Texas. Like, yeah, you know, so that was definitely part of the experience. But I mean, outside of partying and going to the bars with friends, I mean, just like different things to celebrate myself here and there. If I did it, I can't recall it off the top of my head because that just was not part of my routine. I didn't really celebrate until I finished my degree. That's one thing that I'm doing different this time. So one example of that is once I got my acceptance letter, I was back in my hometown of South Dakota when this happened. So went out for dinner and drinks with a few friends. When I came back to the city, you know, I grabbed all the girls together. We went to this really cute cocktail bar, and then we went out we just went out afterwards. So that was a really good time. And similar thing at the completion of this semester, you know, took some time, just again, taking time. Oh, one thing that I do is also, I like to buy rings to commemorate experiences. So, see this little crown ring here? This is the ring commemorating my acceptance to Columbia, because, you know, we got the little crown. Yeah, so there was that, but yeah, I'm celebrating myself, and again, I'm not calling it small wins because it's not a small win. Hello? What?
What?
So yeah, even then, like taking that a step further, even just like validating the place in life that I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is a really cool experience. You know, I'm really happy with all the different things that I have going on in my life right now, and I feel like that's been such a stark difference between, you know, this phase of my 20s compared to, you know, my late teens and early 20s. It's just that, you know, my own neuroses just, I get in the way of myself sometimes, but I think that has to be probably like one of the most pivotal, this is a really pivotal moment in my life. So making sure that I'm soaking it all up, and yeah. That's the end of semester 1. I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on my journey and anything else I learn.